Good morning. Welcome back to the Broadcast Retirement Network. I'm Jeff Snyder. This is BRN AM for Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024. And our top story today, standing and even sleeping are better for your heart than sitting. Joining me now to discuss this and a lot more, Dr. Matthew Saybolt is with Hackensack Meridian Health. Dr. Saybolt, Matt, it's great to see you. Thanks so much for joining us on the program this morning.
Good morning, Jeff. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, let's jump right in because it's great to see you, and this is I think a stressful time of year with so many Americans. Sleep, really an important component of that. You helped conduct a study around sleep and standing and sitting. You want to give us some high level points about the study?
Sure. So I actually was not involved in this particular study. I was commenting on it for the sake of education. The study was performed across Europe and around the world at several sites. Essentially, patients were studied for behavior and fitness and activity. And they wore what are called accelerometers on their thigh, tracking their motion, just like a smartwatch might do or a wristband might do. And their sleep patterns, their activity levels were correlated to signs of health, for instance, their cholesterol, their sugar, their blood pressure, their overall weight. And as it turns out, doing anything but sitting still is good.
Yeah,
Sedentary behavior is a problem. And if you replace sedentary behavior with even 5 to 7 minutes of some activity or even taking a nap, it's better than just sitting still.
Yeah, I feel like we really have moved, even since the 80s when I was a kid, we've really moved to sitting in front of the desk or sitting in front of the computer all day long or the device. As you mentioned in your commentary on the study, this is really deleterious to your overall health. I mean, you really have to be moving, but you don't have to go run a marathon.
No, we've known as doctors for a long time that an active lifestyle is very healthy, and it was nice to see the data support that. And most importantly, it didn't take very much. Like you said, you don't have to spend 2 hours a day at the gym. Just getting up and taking a walk as little as 5 to 7 minutes a day versus doing nothing has major impacts on your waist size, your cholesterol, your blood pressure, and your overall health.
Yeah, and I want to bring in sleep because I think a lot of people, when we're younger, we tend to put sleep on the back burner. Staying up late. Maybe you're studying for school. Maybe you're just going out with friends. But that sleep, especially good, solid sleep, is really important to your overall heart health.
I agree. I think that what I also learned from this study was that sleep is important, but the idea of maybe a power nap shouldn't be frowned upon. Just taking, if you're feeling a stress in the day, tiredness in the day, don't force through it with caffeine and more work. Give yourself 10, 15 minutes of rest. And that seems to have very positive impacts on your cardiovascular health.
Yeah, and that power nap can be 50, as you said, 15 minutes or 30 minutes. Um, I guess I'm assuming you have to have a good sleep environment. I have a hard time. Maybe you sleep under the desk. Maybe you sleep in the bedroom. Maybe you sleep on the couch. But getting a quiet respite is probably a really good thing for the overall health as well.
Yes. We've also seen people who, do sleep, but their sleep quality is very poor. There are many conditions that can contribute to poor sleep, for instance, overweight, or something called sleep apnea, where actually throughout the evening you might be waking up or having micro arousals all night. And if you have that, that results in higher blood pressure, daytime fatigue, weight gain. So if people are not waking up feeling rested after a night of sleep, they should definitely check for those things.
Yeah, Dr. Saybolt, one last question before we go to a commercial break. I mean, this is a very stressful time of the year, a lot of anxiety, as I said in my opening. But this has a negative impact on cardiovascular health as well. I mean, I just think about my own life being anxious, having, that my heart rate goes up. That probably is not good. It feels like sometimes that I've run a marathon, even though I've been sitting at my desk because the anxiousness is so high. I want to get your thought.
We're not meant, as humans to be sitting still. We are animals, and what we've learned from this study and other studies is that allowing yourself that time to have light or moderate intensity activity and exercise really is a stress reliever. It correlates nice to mental health, overall mood, and well-being. So the sheer act of just sitting still all day is not what we're designed to do.
Yeah, well, yeah, yep. We came out of the we're foragers. We're out there, we were hunter-gatherers, I guess, and running the plains of Africa at some point. Dr. Saybolt, I need to take a very quick break. When we come back, we'll talk more about your heart health, sleep, managing anxiety, and a lot more. You're going to want to stay tuned right here on BRN AM. Imagine a new television network that will make you richer, healthier, and in control of your financial future. This network is for the policewoman in Nashville, Tennessee, the baker in Dubuque, Iowa, the teacher in Lexington, Kentucky. We want to make the idea of savings and retirement culturally relevant. But what do you see as a defining issue of the midterms, especially for the smaller businesses? I mean, they are the lifeblood of the American economy. Featuring exclusive interviews, current affairs, and docuseries. 33 years old, you retired early.
The philosophy is money only matters if it helps you live a life that you love.
But you got to start thinking about retirement as soon as you get in.
The Broadcast Retirement Network will drive very high engagement with premium partnerships. So this isn't retirement and savings for your parents or grandparents. This is for all Americans. And we're going to change the way you think about money. Welcome to the next frontier of retirement and savings. This is BRN, the Broadcast Retirement Network. Welcome back. We're joined this morning by Dr. Matthew Saybolt of Hackensack Meridian Health. Matt, thanks so much for staying with us. Really appreciate you hanging around for segment number 2 this morning.
Thank you, Jeff. No problem.
Yeah, this is a great conversation we're having. I want to ask you, you mentioned the accelerometer that was used during the test. And I want to talk a little bit about heart rate monitors. I mean, every one of us, presume you do as well, maybe not in the operating room, but you carry, and maybe you do on rounds, we all carry a phone. And I want to ask about, is it necessary if you're taking a 7, 8, 10-minute walk to track all that information in a heart rate monitor or on your Apple Watch or some other device is that helpful for doctors and physicians like yourself?
I find it very helpful. Many people who wear these devices for monitoring their activity and heart rate actually do modify their behavior in response. Some people just look at it and don't change their behavior. So the key is not the data, but actually learning from the data and modifying your lifestyle. I often ask all my patients, how many steps are they getting a day? How much exercise are they doing? It's really the first question I ask anybody of any age in my office. I do encourage 5,000 to 10,000 steps a day, which has been shown to be heart healthy for the American Heart Association. I don't really look at the heart rate trends or variability as much as some fitness athletes do, but I am looking at overall activity level and step count a day.
Yeah, and I mean, is this, there's a lot of cardiovascular disease in our society, obesity, diabetes has really stepped up, cancer even among younger people. Is all of this reversible? And I'm not getting into the science of it, but like if you just do the basics, you get good sleep, you walk up and down the steps, and maybe instead of taking the elevator, is a lot of this stuff manageable by doing some of these just basic steps? Well,
cardiologists across the world do believe that 90% of most cardiovascular diseases can be cured or controlled with simple things. For instance, perfect blood pressure control, perfect sugar, low cholesterol, and maintaining an adequate body weight and staying active. So much more can be done with these 4 things than with medicine, and we need to really respect that. And it just, do you think that, I know you're doing your part by communicating to your patients, but clearly you're not everyone in the world is your patient. There are other advocacy groups. I mean, how do we get the message out to more people? Hey, just move around a little bit, and it's in your best interest. I mean, you want to live longer. You want to have a better life. If you don't do these things, at age 60, 70, you're going to have some real issues that, by the way, will raise the cost and expense of living for you
very high, and for society as well.
No, I agree. I think that it starts with conversations like this. It starts very personable in small groups and getting the message out and really teaching people that it does not take 2 hours of exercise to be healthy. Just a few minutes a day versus sitting has big impacts on your health. And getting people over that inertia of the fear of what should I do? How do I exercise? It is very simple. Even a simple walk or more moderate exercise, if you're able, can have big impacts, and there shouldn't be a fear of that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Dr. Saybolt, we're going to leave it there. Great to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining us. And we gave people some things to think about. Hopefully they'll take them and implement them along the way. Have a great rest of 2024, and we'll talk to you again very soon.
Thanks for having me, Jeff. I really appreciate it.
And that wraps up this episode of BRN AM. Have a topic of interest, someone you think we should talk to? Drop us a line, and don't forget, for all the latest curated news and lifestyle, wellness, finance, tech, so much more all in one place, check out today's edition of our daily newsletter, The Morning Pulse. Want to search our archives, check out our latest content? Then visit our website. We're back again tomorrow with another edition of BRN AM. We'll have a very special guest. Until then, I'm Jeff Snyder. Stay safe, keep on saving, and don't forget, roll with the changes. Now is your opportunity to co-create content around any topic on the first lifestyle and wellness network. Reach a global audience through our platform and co-own exclusive branded content. All of our programs are available on demand and also as audio-only podcasts, so you can take us on the go. Broadcast Retirement Network, available anytime, anywhere, and on any device.